For me, it was, I love conflict, as any good story should have. And I like when people of not like minds are thrown together to see what happens. And so this format, you know, everybody said, we want a family show. And at that time, I thought about parts of the world where I'm from, which is the Deep South, which is in many ways culturally not unlike most of the flyover states.
Well, first of all, the script that Tate had written had some really good female roles, am I right? And we got to mix it up in a very fun, unusual way. And for me, now in my 60s, to get this plum role, I read it and I thought, oh yes. And then we had a conversation. And I really liked what Tate was saying. This is for America, the show. It's about, we're all big one family. We're not a happy family right now. And this is about a family that certainly is not happy or content. And it's Shakespearean in its largesse. It's also got a lot of comedy in it that you wouldn't imagine. And the circumstances, there's also real danger. And for my character, there's also great faith. She's the head of an evangelical network, and she gets her way. So it's been a blast. It's really been fun. We've done our first series, and we start airing. Can we say when we start? May! May we
All
start.
we're allowed to say is it's coming
That's right.
in May.
Hallelujah, May.
That's all I know. I think for me, I love that the show didn't stick to any sort of formula that you generally see on network TV. It was unlike anything I had ever read, and I loved, as Kim said, the strength of the female characters. And that's, so often as the woman, you're like the wife or the daughter.
Or the victim.
Yeah. And it seems like the women really drive the show, and they're dynamic, and they're flawed, and they're just layered, and it was juicy and so much fun to come in and get to sort of live in this world every day. Oh, sure. I'm Aubrey. I'm playing Rose Monroe, the daughter of the great Margaret Monroe.
Margaret Monroe.
I'm Malia, and I'm playing Ginger Sweet, the pain in the ass of the great Margaret Monroe.
the sweetest of pains.
Yeah, I agree with everything they've just said.
Oh, I never let anybody know where I go for my inspiration. Never. That's an actor's privilege and secret. But there is a couple of women who are near and dear and impossible in my life. And in any given circumstance, if I had a question, I would go to how they would react. And it pretty much worked. She's great. She's an iron fist.
Wait, who is it?
In a velvet glove.
Oh.
And she's got that female attribute that I so admire. She's got balls.